Welcome. In this video I'm going to be taking a look at the Micomlan 50-foot LED light strip. So these are 50 foot or 15 meters, and these were provided to me by the distributor, but they're not compensating me for this video and they're not reviewing it before I post it. If you find this video helpful, I'll put a link to this in the description, and if you use that link it helps me out a little bit and doesn't cost you anything extra. I'll also put a link below to a promo code that you can use on these. So there's not a lot of information on the box, although we do have the size is 15 meters here, the voltage is 24 volt, the wattage is 24 watts. The number of LEDs is 300. Has a 24-month warranty. Here we have the controller. Has 3 buttons on it. Has 2 places to plug in the LED lights. Has an infrared receiver. Looks like we have a piece of self-adhesive tape so you can attach that to something. Here's the remote control. It takes a CR2025 coin cell. Here's a card that says like it or share it. Instruction manual. Here's the LED reel, and this has a 50-50 LED, so it measures 5 millimeters by 5 millimeters. Has the attached cord, and there are 2 reels here. We have a power supply, and the input on this is 100 to 240 volts. The output is 24 volts at 1 amp. Then we have a bag with some connectors on here. So it has these that you place over the LED strip and you screw it into something, and a bunch of screws, and we have these connectors. Let me just open this up. So it has these screws for attaching, and then we have these connectors here. So you'd open up both sides. That'd be easier with a screwdriver. If you cut the LED strips, you can join them back together with this. So to activate the remote, I'll pull this piece of plastic out. I'll connect these up to the reel. There's a little arrow on the connector. You want to make sure that's lined up. I'll plug the power in the middle here. I'm going to flip this whole thing over so we can get to the buttons. Okay, I've plugged that in. I'll turn it on. There we go. So it has 3 buttons on here. This is the on-off button. So I'll press that. That'll turn it on. If we press C, that changes the color. And then if we hit M, that turns the microphone on. So as I'm talking here, you can see they're flashing. So there are multiple ways to control this. You can use the controller here, and the microphone is in this. You can also use the remote control, and then there's an app. So let's try the remote control. Here's white, red, green, blue, orange, yellow, cyan, purple. Then it has these modes. It says jump 3, jump 7, fade, fade 7. So let's do these. This is jump 3, jump 7, fade 3, fade 7. Then we have these musical notes with numbers. So this is music 1, music 2. I don't have any music playing. As I'm talking though, you can see it's enabling them. Here's music 3. And music 4. Let's go to white here. We can dim these. So this is all the way up. And then I'll put these down. There we go. So I'm going to unravel these so we can see a little bit more of the light. Or at least I'll unravel one of them. So here are the lights with the lights off. This is full brightness. And this is full dim. Go through a couple of the different modes there. So this also has an app, and there's a QR code here, and the QR code is also on the controller. And that opened it up in the Google Play Store. So that's not a problem. It's called eHome Light. I'll go to the App Store. I'll just search for this eHome Light. Here it is here. I'll hit the little download icon. I'll open the app. It says it would like to use Bluetooth. I'll hit OK. So it says the lights automatically connect to the app. Wow, that's pretty amazing. So I'm moving my finger around on this wheel and it's changing the color. We can hit the little switch to turn them on and off. So there are lots of different modes on here. We're on the adjust mode. If we go to the menu in the upper left, we can see my devices and we see the LED lights listed there. On the upper right, we have a gear. It says guide, shake, modify pin preference. So I think shake is so if you have this on a phone and you have it in your pocket and you're dancing or something, it will blink along with that. We can adjust the brightness here also. Oh, you can see the RGB colors. We can actually adjust those. So you can set these to a specific RGB color. There's preferences or presets. Let's go to style. So we have static red, static blue, static green, static cyan. Let's look through here. We have red strobe flash, blue gradual change, 7-color jumping change. So there's lots of options on here. So you can change the color of the LEDs, but they all have to be the same color at the same time. You can't have one be blue, one be red, one be green. Those would be individually addressable LEDs. And we can change the speed on this. And we can change the brightness here. Next we have music. It says it would like to access your music. I'll say okay. Let's play something here. So it's flashing the lights to the music. I'm not sure what these songs are. I don't recognize them, so I don't know if they came with the app or not. Then we have mic mode. So as I'm talking here, it's flashing. So if you have a stereo and you're playing music, this will flash to the music. So there are different options here. We have classic, soft, dynamic, and disco, and we have sensitivity. And then on the bottom we have schedule. So here you can set the time you want these to turn on and off. So I have these on 3-color crossfade. I'm going to kill the power. Then I'll turn them back on. And they went back to the mode they were on before I shut the power off. So that's a nice feature. Let me try a different one. This is red-blue crossfade. Kill the power. Turn the power back on. And we have red-blue crossfade. So you wouldn't want to have to reset the mode every time you would turn these on and off, like if you had these hooked up to a wall switch or something. So I think that's a very nice feature. So I'm going to set these to a bright white color. So this is full bright. And I've set up my power meter over here so we can see how much electricity it's using. And it's using 0.34 amps or 23.5 watts. So the box said it takes 24 watts, so I'd say that's pretty accurate. Let's look through here. We're running at 120.6 volts. So that's the peak wattage. Let's turn these down. So when turned down all the way, we're at 3.7 watts. Let's see if I change the color. So this is just red. It went down to 2.5. So it's about 24 watts at the highest end and 2.5 watts at the lowest end. So on either setting, it's pretty low. I'm inserting this little clip in here as a correction. I adjusted the settings and I was able to get this down to 0.4, 0.5 watts. This is on red on the lowest brightness setting. So I had the brightness turned up when it read, I think, 2.5. So if you were doing an installation of these, you would probably want to put the controller in the middle of your installation and then run one set to one direction and one set to the other. So for 50 foot here, this would work well in some bedroom applications, maybe a living room along a wall. It obviously depends on how big your room is. 50 foot would cover about a 12 foot by 12 foot room. If you had a larger room, you'd probably want a larger reel. This would work with under cabinet lighting. You could put this around the bottom of each of your cabinets. You could also put these on top of cabinets in a kitchen to project light up. You could potentially put both on the same system if you wanted your under cabinet and your above cabinet to go on at the same time. So as far as installation, you can mount this under your cabinet with the sticky tape. So this is still accessible. So you could control it with this remote control. You could put this on a switch because it does retain the same mode. So if you want these to be white most of the time, say you want it white 50% most of the time, you could have a wall switch or something, turn that on and off, and then just use this for special occasions, like say you're having a party or something and you want those lights to flicker when there's music going on. And of course you could use the app with this too. So that's all I'm going to cover in this video. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. If you like this video, please click like. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd appreciate it if you could do that. And thanks for watching. Until next time, goodbye.